Well, I mean, you can go. I mean, they'll say the right thing. I tried. You did a pretty good job.
All right, if everyone will have a seat, I'm going to call the docket. So just for an announcement for those who are in the jury trial with Judge Harrell, jury selection is going to take place in the 226.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying to see if we can get a court reporter for that. And we will go from there.
That sounds great, Judge. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. My mom missed everybody, but their electricity is down. So
Really?
yes,
Storm based or?
yes.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh. And Vashawn, I started my weight loss journey with mom. You know, if you walk 10,000 steps a day, you'll lose a pound a week.
Is that right?
Oh, I'm a pound down. Of course, yeah, that happens. And I'm having sugar withdrawals. Oh, I did sugar cold turkey.
Don't worry. We're some
It's-
sweet judge.
All right, in custody, we have Katrina Mendoza. When I call your name, please stand and answer the docket and let me know you are here. Joanna Reyes.
Judge, she was supposed to show up on Zoom. Defense counsel said he's out of town and he thought this case was set till October. And she's a witness. And
All right, thank you. Could I see the file on Joanna Reyes, please? Anthony Warrington is in custody. Brian Adams Sanchez. Thank you. Thank you. In custody, we have David Garcia, Donald Barnett, Kathy, thank you, Kathy Magallanes. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Yay. Trinian Stidham. Thank you. Jesus Eduardo Garcia.
I think he's in fact this weekend.
All right. And Jason, if one of you all can check on the status of that, please. Jasmine Hardaway. Thank you. Dean Villarreal. Freddie Gallardo. Matthew Castillo. Okay, I'm about to jinx us because you know what I'm thinking? Everybody's dressed appropriately for court. Everybody's here on time. I'm sorry, I just jinxed us. Israel Cortez, custody. Alfred Flores. Thank you. Elazar Alejandro.
Here you are.
Thank you. Nathaniel Villalobos. Thank you. George Santabanes. Richard Flores Murray.
Judge, that defendant is deceased. We're still waiting for a certificate.
All right, thank you.
Birth certificate.
In custody, Ricardo Guzman. Sergio Chavez. Thank you. Robert Castillo. Thank you. Darwin Gomez. Thank you. Ricardo Ramirez. Isaac Alcorta.
In custody,
Okay. Pablo Rodriguez. Oh, jail. Thank you. Blas Hernandez, custody. Virginia Serna. Maria Cisneros, custody. Richard Campos. Thank you. Carlos Alman. Thank you. Yvonne Escobedo Hernandez. Thank you. I'm sorry, I guess that's Giovanni.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. The name got cut off on the paper. Isaac Alcorta, Nick Gomez, custody. Paul Luna. Carlos Alba Padron, custody. Malik Lampkin, custody. Robert Solis. Thank you. Claude Cunningham. Good morning. Mildred Cummings. Stephen Gibson. Natasha Morgan. Jose Lozano, custody. Gerardo Elguin Jr. Or is that Gerardo?
Holguin.
Ogin. Gerardo Ogin. David Aguirre. Thank you. Stephanie Gomez. Stephanie Gomez. All right, is there anyone whose name that was not called or you came in late? Yes, sir. What's your name? Abel Martinez. Do you know your case number or SID number? All right, do you know who your attorney is? All right, have you had contact with your attorney? All right, just have a seat. We'll make sure we get with you and your attorney. Anyone else over here? All right, over here. What's your name? Brittany Chapman. Do you know your case number or SID number? Do you know who your attorney is? Have you had contact with your attorney? All right, just have a seat. We'll make sure that happens. All right, everyone, here are the rules of the court. You can, yes. Oh, her name has already been called. Okay. All right, thanks. All right, everyone, these are the rules of the court. Make sure you follow these rules. If you follow these rules, everything will go according to plan. If you don't, things are going to get complicated. So it's a crowded courtroom. Court reporter to my left. Don't surround her or talk behind her when we're on the record. You'll know we're on the record because the style of the case will have been called. If you have an inmate who's in the box, just ask the deputy to move them down to the further end and they will do so. If you have a client who wishes to speak in a language other than English, they will need an interpreter. So let the clerk know before you say you're ready that you need an interpreter. If your client is in custody, yes, they need to be brought out. Ms. Ferguson cannot give you a reset unless I give you a reset. She cannot give you a continuance unless I give you a continuance. Do not approach the court unless you've conferred with the state and conferred with your client. Once you've done all of those things, if you are ready, just approach the coordinator or the clerk and ask them to have your file placed here. If you sit and just have a reunion with each other, like you're at a Black funeral, because that's what we do. We have reunions during funerals. If you just sit there and wait till the last minute, you're going to be called for the afternoon. We are recessing exactly at 12, not 12:01, not 12:02, whether you have your paperwork or not, whether you need to be out of county or not. So today is Monday. It's a beautiful day. It was raining hard yesterday, but you know, April showers bring May flowers. So everyone, please confer with kindness in your heart and a smile on your face. Everyone confer and make sure that you confer with the court reporter. If you have a motion to revoke, if you have a PSI, she will have the PSI report for you. All right, everyone confer. Yes, you may.
Off to the races already this morning.
How's it going today?
We need to report to the 226. We're speaking to jury downstairs in a few
For
minutes.
today too. One,
Thank you.
of course, once everything's finished, I'm excited to talk to you about this.
Okay.
Certain things I've not seen.
I'm
excited.
I love new stuff.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
probably, it may be something I haven't seen before.
Oh,
It's possible.
I want to talk to you.
Okay, all right.
Wait.
All right, could I see the file on Richard Murray, please?
Ms. Barnett?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Isn't that crazy? This is the one. No, there's.
Thank you. All right, Cindy, hey, I'm trying to see if I can find a court reporter for the trial in the 226 to do jury selection. So if you are able to see if there are any court reporters available as well, that would be great. All right, thank you.
We're generally.
Oh, Sydney, found a court reporter. Thank you.
I don't know. I don't think it's opposite. Yep, you're exactly right.
Who's here on Carlos Almon?
Judge, I'm present.
If you'll come forward, please.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Hello. Hi. Thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
All right, state, this is family violence.
Yes, Judge, on Carlos Alman.
Yes. All right, counsel, have you received the discovery?
Judge, I have received, spent some time this weekend on the discovery, so there appears to be, the discovery regarding the complainant, so, I think we're in good shape. I've asked the state to see if there's anything else.
All right, so allegedly, can you tell me if he's alleged to be related to the complainant in any way, whether or not, I asked that so I can know whether or not CPS is involved.
Stepdaughter, but she's an adult now, Your Honor.
We do have CPS records, Your Honor.
All right, so have you received the CPS
I
records?
think I just got notice that there are CPS records.
All right, once y'all,
For him to come
all right, once you all give me the protective order, I'll sign it and you'll have a copy of the CPS records.
Perfect, Judge. Thank you.
So, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, let's have a 30-day reset. That'll be your final discovery date. And just to make sure you have all of the discovery.
Very well. Thank you, Judge.
Who's over here?
That's it, Mr. Allen.
June third,
June when?
the third.
Are you okay with June 3rd? All right, we'll be back on June 3rd.
Giovanni Hernandez.
And Your Honor, Ali will be done in about 5 minutes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Ready for Ardo? Nathaniel Villalobos.
State, do y'all have any objection? Todd McCray included Brittany Mitchell in this email, but I'm assuming y'all have no objection to me reading the psych evaluation?
No, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Norma, see if you can have Todd McCray come back, please.
Give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
But we have other inmates because we don't know who's gonna be here. If you're here, we'll get it right.
That's all.
Excuse me, to the defendant in black, you'll just need to have a seat. They'll call you up, okay?
It's a lot over there, so. Okay.
To get it onto the docket today, or does it seem like it's just there, or whatever it is? I think I'm trying to get it on the docket sooner rather than later. Hatzenbuehler? Dominic Hatzenbuehler. Name stick out, case one. Case number 2024, CR 3906.
And Bashan,
Yes, sir.
could you send me the PSI reports?
I'm working on the email right now.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Thursday's good.
Daryl Harris, making an appearance. Good morning. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, tell your mom I said hi. I like your mom. Well, what's not to like?
My general thought.
Yeah, your mom's great. Oh, and Deputy Laura, Deputy Mejia, Judge Mesa said that she was letting her deputies know that there's going to be the jury selection there, so they're putting everything down. I'm checking on that now. Yes. All right, let me see the file for Gibson. All right, thank you. And deputies, if y'all could hold on to him and Norma.
That's a go, Judge. We haven't called him.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll wait for Tony Hernandez to show up. Because does he have mental health issues?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Well, that explains it. You know what? Nah. Well, you know what? When someone has a mental health issue, that's easy to understand. Easier to understand, I should say. Stephen Gibson on the recall docket, is that family violence or criminal trial division? All right, so they're having issues with him at the jail? So they're not gonna bring him over. There's some mental health issues. So I'm going to reset that once his attorney shows up and we'll figure out what to do. Yes,
Okay, thank you.
sure. Oh, and I'm sorry, also Ally, did you receive the email from Todd McCray?
No, ma'am.
All right, so he sent the email to me. Brittany's included in it. I'm going to forward it to you because I have not been able to open his attachment.
Okay, I'll see if I can.
All right. All right, thank you. Thank you, Bashan. And Norma on Joanna Reyes.
Yes, sir.
Can you let me know when is Tamar McIntyre set for?
14.
All right, so this is when this case, set this on October, let me see.
Oh,
They said that case was gonna take.
so these two separate days? Yeah, two separate.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna take that long. Jason. On Tamar McIntyre, Joanna Reyes, Norma tells me you're all set for October 14th.
Yes,
And I think are we doing jury selection on the 11th?
it's on the Friday before.
Yeah, so that'll be on the 11th.
We don't have any-
Oh, we'll, it's all fluid. So,
No, that's what I'm saying, because,
Yeah.
I mean, if we have dockets, it's gonna take.
no, it's not. Jason and the people on the other side, they're
Yeah.
straightforward. All roads lead to Rome. Isn't that the saying?
I think they say that.
Yeah.
I've never been there though.
Yeah. So you know what? It is beautiful. Although when I went, the guy was rewriting history. You know what he said about Rome? And I'm gonna have to do my research on it before I say he rewrote history. So we go to the Colosseum, right? And he said, the Colosseum, not like in the movies that you see in America.
Yeah.
He's like, it was more like WWE. Nobody was dying. People volunteered. And I'm like, that's not what I read, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna look it up. This is his country. Maybe he knows something. I don't know. But he's like, nobody died. And he's like, people volunteered. They
Yeah,
were not voluntold or forced. People
Yeah.
volunteered. I'm like, okay.
I don't know about that.
So when do you want her?
She would probably, I mean, she's gonna be, I mean, obviously testifying.
So what I'm thinking is we'll probably do all day Wednesday,
Mhm.
all day Friday, and maybe all day Thursday. If we were doing that, how long would you anticipate your case?
I mean, I haven't really dived into that case yet, but I mean, depends on if we just print it all up and just go on what, I mean.
Okay, so-
It could be. It could be just like a normal one, really.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put her down for October 17th.
That'd be.
And
yeah.
then if nobody needs her or something happens and she's needed on a different day, we can call on a
That
different
should
day.
work. Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Norma, on Reyes, put it on October 17th. Thank you.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Yes, we gotta wait.
I just need your foot trash. Let me tell.
All right. Thank you so much. All right,
Good job.
Robert, so, oh, thank you. They gave it to me.
Okay.
It wouldn't open the attachment. So I'll read it.
Yes, sir.
Robert Solis,
Yes, ma'am.
if you come forward, please.
I have no idea how long that's.
All right, and everyone, if you'll please whisper. Hello, how are you doing?
Your Honor, I'm fair this morning. Thank you.
Okay, so of course, I always bring people in for compliance hearings. Sometimes it's just to check on them and see how they're doing, to make sure they stay on the right path.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I know that it shows from the report I received that you're delinquent in fees, but you're unemployed, and I know you're working towards that. So the big issue for me is always making sure your report,
Yes, ma'am.
making sure you communicate with your probation officer, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going on with you?
I've had several infractions this last month. I missed 2 blows. I took my blow machine to work with me in the boss's truck. While we were working, he had to leave on 2 separate occasions. I missed my blows, but as soon as I got back to my blow machine, I blew.
Okay.
And then I had a probation appointment with my officer on the 16th of April. I have a letter from my doctors explaining they've taken me off medications that I've been on for like 9 years. They have started me on two other medications plus an injection, and that they're still adjusting my meds. But I said that to say my memory is absolutely horrible. I can't hardly remember from day to day.
All right, so let me have you do this. If you'll give that letter to probation.
Yes, ma'am. That's from, I've got one from my boss and one from my doctor.
Okay.
Also, I have a receipt showing that I did my UA, Friday.
Okay.
And because everything was closed, with courts and all that, I was unable to make my payments. However, I'm prepared right now. I've got, enough for 3 payments in my pocket right now.
Okay. So how often, oh, probation?
So Judge, you wanted this compliance hearing to, discuss his ignition interlock or his portable device. Judge, the last time he was here in court, you said that you would consider removing the ignition interlock if he didn't have any type of violations and or skips for this past month. So I did confirm there's been no violations. There've been a couple of skips that Mr. Solis is telling you about. But at this point, his officer doesn't have any forums about removal.
All right. Can I see a criminal trial division prosecutor, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this is Mr. Solis.
Hello, sir.
Hey, good morning. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
The doctors have changed his medications, so his memory is affected by that.
Okay.
And slowly it's working its way in his system. So I told him the last time we were here, because he's been on probation for a while now. And according to the plea bargain agreement, he is to have the, just one moment, I'll be able to. So he's supposed to be on the monitor. So he's currently on the monitor, and I informed him that if he were to not have any problems, because he's been on probation since 2020, June 2023. I told him if there were no skips or anything of that nature, I would consider removing the ignition interlock. Well, we've had some skips, and it appears that those skips may have been due to his medication and the fact that he's on a portable device, and his employer took the truck with the portable device, but then he immediately did a UA. So I don't know if you're all in agreement of removing the portable device, or because he missed, do you want to do it for, I'll do it for at the most 2 more weeks.
Okay, is it DWI, Judge?
Yes.
Yeah, can we do it in a couple more weeks, Judge?
All right. So Mr. Solis,
Yes, ma'am.
if there are no issues in 2 weeks' time,
Yes, ma'am.
then it will be removed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Will I have to, will there be another compliance hearing for that?
Well, no, if you completed everything, they'll let me know that there were no flows,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then it will be removed.
Hmm.
All right, so the next, thank you.
Yeah, please, Judge.
The next issue, probation, did you have a chance to review his documents?
Yes, Judge.
All right, can I see those, please? All right. So, Ms. Abrams and Mr. Solis,
Yes.
you're gonna have to sign a release so that they'll have information about your medical status, okay?
Okay, with my doctor?
Yeah, with your doctor,
Okay.
so that they can make sure that you continue with your appointments to the
Sure.
Center for Healthcare Services.
Yes, ma'am. In fact, I just finished seeing my psychiatrist last week. So they're working with me as far as doing a telehealth that way, because I'm working out of town. So we are communicating by video at least once a month.
Okay, all right, so if you don't have any more missed skips, you'll be off in 2 weeks, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, is there anything else you need?
No, ma'am. I have to report to my probation officer this afternoon at 3:30.
Okay,
And at that time, I'll make my 3 payments.
okay. All right, just remember to make sure you stay in contact with probation, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, keep up the good work.
Thank
And
you.
you're dressed appropriately, which you always do. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great.
All right, you too. Who's here on Jesus Garza? Hello, Suzanne.
Hello, Judge. How are you?
Hi. So where are we? Because we were waiting for transfer.
You're still not here.
My understanding, I mean, I sent out another email off on that one, Judge. Last notes I had in there that he was supposed to be sent in February, then it got pushed back to like March 26th.
Okay.
I sent an email off this morning when you asked, and I haven't got a response yet from my, Anthony, the clerk.
All right, everyone in the box, please whisper.
There was an order that I saw that they do have an order for, on the Fed side saying to send him back as soon as he's done, but
Okay.
that's all I can
All
update right
do we
now.
know if he's done there?
I honestly don't think so, Judge. I think he probably got transferred up there maybe 3 years ago at this point, but I think Paul Smith told me he got 10.
All right, so he should, all right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna recall this back for the end of May. He should be here by then.
I mean, it should be, I mean, there should be a problem with that. I mean, he
All right.
could be here by then.
And if he's here sooner, then we may have you over here sooner because we don't want to lose him.
Sure.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. On Jesus Garza, can you put this for the end of May? But if the defendant is here sooner from federal custody, we'll have him sooner. All right, we're gonna recall it for May 30th.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Yes, sir. I'll put it up. You will.
Giovanni Hernandez. Come forward, please. Norma, on this case, when is his attorney back from vacation? All right, your attorney is on vacation. I always believe sometimes people need to take a mental health break and also just take a break to get away from work. So we're gonna recall you.
No hablo inglés.
Oh, no hablo inglés. Okay,
Estoy diciendo que tu abogado en este momento está en vacaciones.
Sí.
Entonces, ella piensa que toda la gente necesita un tiempo de separarse del trabajo fácilmente. Entonces, ella te va a decir cuándo va a ser el próximo corte.
all right. What date, Norma, for Mr. Escobedo, please?
May 6th.
El 6 de mayo.
All right, and could you ask him, is he a citizen?
¿Eres ciudadano del país?
¿Cómo?
¿Eres ciudadano de este país?
Sí, resident.
Oh, resident judge.
All right, so Norma, on this case, we're gonna need an immigration attorney appointed as well.
Okay.
Ask him if he has an immigration attorney.
¿Tienes un abogado de migración en este momento? Independiente.
No, tengo residencia.
No, because he believes he's a resident, or he is a resident, he believes maybe he may not need one, but nevertheless.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, he'll need an immigration attorney appointed as well.
Te van a apuntar un abogado de inmigración porque
And-
eres estudiante de la ciudad, como quiera, y a ver cómo te tus derechos.
Okay.
All right, and just give him, he'll get a reset form from Ms.
Pues
Ferguson.
te van a dar una forma y como que te pones un porte que viene siendo un 6 de mayo.
All right, thank you.
Sí, porque te van a ocupar.
Put the damn on.
Who is here on Claude Cunningham? Claude Cunningham?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, can I just have a minute to confer with probation?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, Norma, they're not ready on this case, right?
Who's that?
Claude Cunningham,
That's in-
and then these are done. And then Jasmine Hardaway. Counseling on this side. All right, state, Jasmine Hardaway?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, where are we on discovery for the new cases?
Discovery was completed under the old case, Your Honor, and the state informs me that nothing's changed with respect to discovery.
All right, and that's on the aggravated assault SBI?
Yes,
All right, and what was the previous, is that the 2021 case or the 2022?
the previous case was a manslaughter, I believe, in 2022.
All right, so the manslaughter is 2021.
2021.
All right, so has that case been re-indicted or no?
That's what we're here on, the re-indicted as an aggravated assault.
All right, so I have a,
Cause number 4235.
okay, and then the cause number that's 7550B? That's something completely different?
That's something completely different.
All right. So,
And just for the court's information, I e-filed a motion to quash. I hope it got into the court's file. If not, I have a copy for the court, and I also have an order. That when I was told you have to file the order with the motion, unlike other counties that say you have to file them separately. But I also have an order for the court.
okay, awesome. Yes, I don't have it. Thank you. All right. Are you ready to proceed on this motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court is calling 2024 CR 4235, State of Texas versus Jasmine Hardaway. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state.
Defense.
See from this Hardaway.
All right. Defense has filed a motion to quash the indictment in that case number. State, have you ever had a chance to review the defense's motion?
We have, Your Honor.
All right, I'm making an assumption that you're not in agreement with the motion.
We oppose the motion, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
All right, then the court will hear argument. Defense, I've read your motion.
Your Honor, the gist of the state's motion is the case cited on page 2 of the motion, that is Flores v. State, which incidentally, my recollection is out of this court, in which it was stated that if an allegation is made that the defendant acted recklessly under Article 2115 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, in the face of a motion to quash, the state asked to pleading with greater specificity what acts were committed recklessly. And the indictment herein does not do that.
All right, just a moment. What are you looking for? All right, we're back on the record.
This indictment does not do that. And this particularly noteworthy because the way the indictment presently reads in the aggravated assault case, it alleges conduct that both would constitute a misdemeanor and would constitute a felony in the same allegation, both of which allegedly were committed recklessly. Well, if that's the case, then we need further notification as to what acts were recklessly committed other than just what is alleged in the indictment, and that's what Flores versus State stands for. And we would urge the court to grant the motion to quash, let the state take it back to the grand jury and allege what they believe they can prove other than the bare bones allegation in the indictment as it presently exists. Thank you very much.
State.
Your Honor, the language in the indictment tracks the statutory language, and so we believe it's sufficient. We oppose the defense's motion, Your Honor.
All right, defense, it's your motion, so I'll give you a final argument.
Yes, Your Honor, it might very well be statutorily sufficient until a motion to quash is filed. And that's what we've done. We ask for more notice, and that's what motions to quash are for. An indictment can meet the statutory minimum until a motion to quash is filed, and that's what we have here before the court.
All right, and if the indictment were to just say did intentionally and knowingly cause bodily injury, you would still have the motion to quash?
No, then you would be dealing with recklessly. Because recklessly under 2115 of the Code of Criminal Procedure specifically states what has to be alleged.
I mean, we could waive the recklessly, Your Honor. I think, I don't know if we're required to, but I think that would be a better, if the court was inclined to grant the motion, I think that would be a better solution than quashing the indictment.
That's their call.
So are you waiving the recklessly?
If that's,
Well, no, I mean, it's not what my call or anticipation of my call. It's like, are you waiving the recklessly or not?
Judge, I don't think we're required to, but I guess my position would be if you're inclined to grant the motion to quash, then we would waive it.
All right, if I'll have you all take a step back and then you can consider whether or not you're waiving it.
Okay, thanks. Judge.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Claude Cunningham.
Morning,
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Defense, you're on this side.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Let me just pull something. Oh, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, all right. Have you conferred?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 6375, State of Texas versus Claude Leon Cunningham. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense,
And Gabriel Solis for the defense.
and are you Mr. Cunningham?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense is seeking early termination for his client. State, do you have any objections to the early termination?
We don't have any objections, Your Honor. We've conferred with probation and there haven't been any violations, Your Honor.
All right, probation,
Yes, Judge.
has Mr. Cunningham completed everything?
Yes, Judge.
All right, does probation have any concerns with early termination?
No concerns, Judge.
Right, Mr. Cunningham, can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Claude Leon Cunningham the fourth.
All right, what have you learned?
remember what you carry to the airport,
Yes.
definitely.
Right.
And just to be a better person, the same person I've always been, just stay in compliance.
All right,
Not
well,
get
I
in
will
trouble.
tell you this, with weapon ownership become, it's a privilege. Some people say it's a right. You can say it's a right and a privilege, but there are certain places that you're not allowed to carry weapons. So just remember next time, okay?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. There are a lot of people who are in Turks and Caicos, and somebody left some ammunition in their luggage. And now they're stuck. They won't be released from Turks and Caicos. They're like, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And supposedly Turks and Caicos is saying, yeah, you're looking at 2 years. So you have to remember that, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is what the court will do. I'm gonna grant the motion.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm glad you completed everything. So always check your luggage beforehand.
Yes, Your Honor.
I had to remember to check mine as well. I'm like, oops. All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, you're
Have a
welcome.
beautiful day.
Oh, you too. Have a great day. Don't go out celebrating.
No.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome. David Garcia. Hello.
Hello, you're.
Hello. Are you all ready to proceed? Ms. Speedy? Yeah. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 2712B, State of Texas versus David Michael Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason, you're ahead, Your Honor.
Defense?
Phyllis Field.
Are you Mr. David Michael Garcia?
Yes, I am.
I'm showing you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, we did.
All right. Are you the same David Michael Garcia who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 2712B for the offense of theft of aluminum, brass, copper, bronze on August 9, 2022 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, I am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, violated condition number 4 of the County, Texas, David Michael Garcia did in the mayor failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of November and December 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
I didn't realize I was violating things. I've been hit in the head one too many times and I can by long time.
All right, so let me stop you for a moment.
Uh,
Mr. Garcia, let me stop you for a moment. So the question is whether you reported it or not, and that's either true or not true. And then if you have an explanation for the reason why you didn't report, that comes at a different part of the hearing. So the question is, did you hear what the prosecutor just read?
He said I did a report.
All right, so did you report yes or no?
No,
So is that true or not true?
that's true.
All right, state.
We'll waive the remaining violated conditions.
No objection.
All right. Mr. Garcia, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, I did.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes,
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
No, there is not. Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you asking for?
State is asking for adjudication or revocation. Your Honor.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we're not opposed to revocation. I believe he's got 327 days in, or 324. I've actually forgotten the exact number.
Okay.
Sorry about that. He has mental health issues, even though he's competent. He's had some head injuries along the way. And when he got out of jail and was given the paperwork, he lost the paperwork and couldn't keep up with the paperwork, and that's why he failed to report. I believe that the probation department was recommending that it be continued on probation. That would be our second request if you did not give him a judgment satisfied on this offense. I don't believe that it was a significant amount of money that was involved with the aluminum. It was, he told me that it was a refrigerator that was on a lot that they took some.
All right, so these are the questions I have. It says that he didn't report for November and December of 2023. He's been on probation since August of 2022. So I'm assuming, and if my assumptions are incorrect, let me know. I'm assuming at some point in time he reported. Otherwise, that would not be on.
I believe he was reporting, and he was also going to outpatient treatment. And he was doing this even though he was homeless most of that time. And the actual number of days he has in is 353.
What it is, Your Honor, is, the only reason why they did get these is I wasn't doing nothing.
All right, so here's the thing, Mr. Garcia, I am sorry to interrupt you, but let me stop you there. Here's the thing. If you want to tell me what was going on in your life, then I'm going to swear you in and the state will have a chance to cross-examine you. So do you want to tell me something?
Yes, I wasn't.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, please.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
David Michael Garcia.
All right, defense, do you have questions?
So why were you not able to report during that time after you were released from jail this last time?
Because they shipped my paperwork ahead of me to this place I was going, but they never came and got me. So I didn't know where to go. San Pedro, all I knew was somewhere on San Pedro, and that's a long street. And I don't, I didn't know where to go. And then they had my paperwork, so I couldn't go see the probation when I didn't know any time, any days, or any of that. And I do got a place to go, and I will be off the street. And you ever heard of Outcry the Barrio? Yes.
Yes.
I have no further questions.
All right, state any questions?
No question.
All right. Defense, you're asking for revocation. State, you're asking for revocation. All right. And are you in agreement with the request for revocation, sir?
If the state asks for 2 years, he probably is not in agreement.
I'm not in agreement with the 2 years. I do got a place to that when I went to church. They have Outcry tomorrow here.
Yes, I've heard of that. So just one moment, sir. Just 1 second. Probation, what are you all requesting?
Judge, revocation, or if the court does not decide on revocation, TAP evaluation to be completed in custody, along with intensive outpatient treatment and Center for Healthcare Services referral. He was rejected from drug court and he was not eligible for DDRF. He was released outright to proceed with intensive outpatient treatment. However, he absconded.
Okay.
I have one other thing, Your Honor. The jail, the prisons are not air conditioned in Texas. His health is not good.
Okay. All right. The court is going to find you guilty. And the court is going to grant the motion for revocation. The next point is for us to discuss time. State, how much time are you asking for?
None of the fact that restitution is still owed an amount of $3,000. Your Honor, the state is requesting 2 years in the state jail facility.
Defense.
And Your Honor, I don't know exactly what the restitution was. However, there were 2 individuals in this situation. And so it should be joint and several so far as the payment is concerned. And there have been prisoners dying in Texas prisons because of the heat. And I don't think he's done anything so bad that that's what the judgment should be.
All right. Probation, has he paid any of the restitution? It's $3,000 to Family Dollar. All right, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will grant the motion. The court is going to order restitution of $3,000 to Family Dollar. The court will sentence you to 20 months in the state jail facility and give you credit for any time served. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Oh, State, you may continue to confer. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, because this is not a plea bargain agreement, you do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, sir. Who's here on Donald Barnett? And then after this, we're going to take up Hardaway. All right, who's the attorney on Barnett? Are you all ready?
Yes, sure.
Are you all ready to proceed on the motion?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 9214, State of Texas versus Donald Lee Barnett Jr. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Maurer for Mr. Barnett.
Are you Mr. Barnett?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Excuse me, counsels, if y'all can confer in the hallway. Thank you. All right, back on the record. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Donald Lee Barnett Jr. who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 9214 for the offense of credit debit card abuse elderly on March 9, 2023 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
Your Honor, this is on the state's motion to supplement the pending motion.
All right. Did you review the state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you also review state's second motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you understand those supplements?
Yes, Your Honor.
State.
Violating condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Donald Lee Barnett Jr., had been in there, failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of June, July, August, and September 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. I think there's one issue that the defense may take up, but for the most part, it's agreed. It's GPS for tracking the drug patch. And the thing that the defense is going to disagree with is remaining custody for tap and follow recommendations.
All right, defense.
Yes, Your Honor, and this goes into kind of the bigger issue as to why this motion was filed and why Mr. Barnett is here. I don't know if you want me to address that now,
Yes.
just this, so he, like you mentioned, he was placed on deferred back in March He is his mother's primary caretaker. She is in a wheelchair. And then right around that same time, his sister passed away as well. So he was dealing with a lot of family issues. Additionally, he lives in Kerrville and he does not have a car. So his mom being in a wheelchair, his sister passing away, the lack of a vehicle made everything very difficult for Mr. Barnett as far as being able to report. Now he understands that, if he's given this opportunity again today, that he's going to have to address those issues, so this does not happen again. But as far as his mother, him being a primary caretaker, we would just ask that, since he's going to be on GPS anyways, if the court follows our agreement, that he be released pending the tap while he's on GPS, so we can ensure that his mother's taken care of.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Donald Barnett.
What is your occupation?
Right now, I'm not working. I'm just taking care of my mother.
And you're receiving, I'm assuming, money from the government for doing that.
No, I don't get no money. I just, I live pretty much, my mother pays the bills, but I just take care of her.
Well, how are you making money if you're not receiving government?
I do side work, handyman, but that's here and there, and I don't really,
No, that's not enough. So
That's not
how
enough.
is your mother receiving funds?
my mother, she gets what is it, a social and I don't know, whatever they take care of her. I don't know,
All right, just one moment off the record. If you'll contact Anna, Delcine is supposed to be there. And she will, so it's Delcine. All right, sorry, back on the record.
sorry. She gets her, I guess, social security and I guess, can't believe it. Disability, there you go.
Here's the thing, you're charged with credit debit card abuse elderly. That's why this is a 3rd-degree felony.
Right.
So I don't allow people to be home healthcare providers while they're on probation. I know that this plea was taken by somebody else, but I don't allow that. And it appears to me that you're trying to be a home healthcare provider for your mom, and I'm not going to allow that. How old are you?
I'm 42.
All right, you're 42. You're going to have to get employment.
That's fine.
And the fact that you're telling me that you do odd jobs means that your mother is not needing you 24/7. So you're going to have to get employment. And your employment in this court is not taking care of your mom and living off of her social security. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So why didn't you pick up the phone and call probation and tell them you were having these issues?
I emailed.
All right. Probation. All right. So Mr. Barnett is saying that he emailed probation about the issues he was having. And while they're looking at that, why are they asking for a drug patch for you?
I have no idea.
All right. So obviously you're not testing. That's an issue.
Judge, the last correspondence I have in the system was from June 29th of 2023.
All right. This is what the court will do. Court is going to give you a choice. Sometimes I can't give people choices, but here's your choice. I can give you 2 years at the prison. You do your time, you'll be done. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is deny the motion, alter the main conditions. There's going to be GPS tracking, and there's going to be a patch, and there's going to be a TAP evaluation while you're in custody. And whatever those TAP evaluations recommend, if they recommend inpatient treatment, don't have your attorney coming back to me asking for you not to have inpatient treatment, because that's what you're going to receive. So those are your 2 choices.
Okay.
Yes.
The tap was complete a couple of weeks ago, and the recommendation is for random monthly UAs. And should he test positive during the term of the probation, then we can do a revision.
So that's what they're saying. Oh, states you may continue to confer.
Yes, sir.
So which would you prefer?
The GPS.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to GPS tracking. There's gonna be the UA hotline until further notice. And where's he requesting for a transfer?
To Kerrville, Your Honor.
Yes.
Probation. Do you all do a transfer to Kerrville? Is that needed?
Yes, it is.
All right, so there'll be a transfer to Kerrville. You're not transferred to Kerrville until you're informed that you've been transferred.
Okay. So
There's to be there's no need for the patch since we're doing the UA hotline. There's no need for patch. Are we able to do the UA hotline for him in Kerrville? Do they have such a thing? All right, if Kerrville doesn't have the UA hotline, then patch. And then he's going to provide proof of employment, and it's not odd jobs. It's a job that gives you a W-2 or whatever. Proof of employment within 30 days. And you're going to need to get a full-time job. And there's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
okay.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In this court, to be successful on probation, you need to stay in contact with probation. If you feel as though they're not addressing some issue you have, you can always come back to court.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Gerardo Ogwin? Ogin, sorry. I keep saying Ogwin. I'm sorry, what? All right. Ogin?
He's
Where?
not present, Judge.
Yes, he's
Ah.
not show, Judge.
All righty. Can you check on Ogin and tell me whether or not this is a commercial bond? Court is calling 2022 CR 5088, State of Texas versus Gerardo Ogin. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Allie Jackson.
for the defense?
Laura Mose for the defendant.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:10 a.m. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Not this morning.
All right,
He
state.
was in court the last time, and I'm not sure what happened.
All right,
Ask for a bond forfeiture, Your Honor.
all right. All right. Bond forfeiture will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. Off the record, you may want to pick up the phone and call his bondsman.
Yeah, I will, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, who's here on Alba Padron?
Yes.
Hello.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, what is happening? Let me see, State and Defense agreed to make cell phone available.
Yes, Judge. We actually went down to the police department and were able to look at the phone. They actually gave both of us some jump drives with the audios and text messages. I reviewed the audios and I've sent that over to the prosecutor, Mr. Escobar. And I believe he needs until Wednesday to potentially review those audios, and that really now will dispose of the case.
All right, and is your client a citizen?
He is not, Judge.
Okay.
He does have his own independent counsel.
Okay.
And Judge, yeah, I was given the thumb drives on Thursday, so right before we were off on Friday. Defense did send me an email on Friday, so I hadn't had a chance to really look into it and look at what they were talking about.
All right, is 20 days enough for you?
That should be more than enough, Judge. I'm gonna try and whenever I get a free moment, just to see what defense is talking about.
All right, and if y'all do something sooner, just let the court know.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Ferguson on Alba, can I have a 20-day reset, please?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, could you let him know May 16th, please?
I will, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, are you all ready on Hardaway?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 4235, State of Texas versus Jasmine Hardaway. All right, State.
Yes, Your Honor. So I had the opportunity to talk to the appeals attorneys and read that Flores case. And so we don't want to waive the recklessness in the indictment. We want to stand on the indictment the way it's indicted. From that case, and from Article 2115 in Flores v. State, in that Flores case, the manslaughter case, and the court found that the terms in that indictment were vague, indefinite, and uncertain. And that's what hindered the defense's ability to prepare their defense. But in our indictment, the way that it's alleged the defendant was reckless was by striking the complainant with the hands and pushing the complainant with the hand. And so from our reading of 2115 and Flores v. State, we believe that that's sufficient to put the defendant on notice because the terms are, and this is from the Flores case, the terms are sufficiently descriptive to notify the defendant of the charges against him. So that's why we're staying with the way it's indicted and not waiving that recklessness, Your Honor.
I've had opportunity to voice our objections, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Are you all going to be ready for trial today?
I don't believe it was set for today, Your Honor. It was set for just the motions.
All right. Motion of quash is denied. Is there anything else?
Your Honor, I have a written order in that regard. I don't know if it got into the election.
No, it didn't. All right. When are you all going to be ready for trial?
State is.
All right. If y'all want to discuss the date with Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
and I'll give you all the date. And then let me know what the date is. All right. Freddie Gallardo.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Thanks for dressing appropriately for court. All right, where are we on? Oh, this is family violence.
Yes, ma'am. I'm standing in for Ally. She had to do something, but I believe we are still looking for the state's file. We're trying to locate some of the evidence that we need to give over.
Okay.
Yeah, we confirmed at the first setting. They have lost their file. I have some e-discovery that I've downloaded, but there's also child safe videos that we'll need to set up appointments to watch. So all of that's in the works to get a reset for discovery purposes.
All right, so let me ask you this. Is this allegation alleged to have been a family member in the home? And the reason why I ask, because if it is, then they're going to be outstanding CPS records.
The person is an adult. It was a stepchild who's an adult and lives in Arizona now.
All right, so there's probably CPS records for the beginning of the case, maybe.
Yeah, I believe there was a CPS issue at the very start of the judge.
All right.
It's an old allegation.
All right, so if you can leave a note telling them that they need to also look for CPS records.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and on this case, can I have a 45-day reset, please? All right, June 17th. All right, once you sign the reset form, you are excused, and that will be your discovery date.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, who is on Maria Cisneros?
I am, Judge.
All right, what is happening with this case? State was to make an offer.
Judge, we were just asking for more time. We were gonna have our victim advocate reach out to the complainants.
All right, this will be the last date for the state to speak with their complainant. Ms. Ferguson, can you set this 3 weeks?
You said 2 weeks.
3 weeks.
Judge, depending on when that falls, I've got vacation later on following.
Okay, when does your vacation start?
It starts on the 15th.
All right, if we can set it before the 15th. Yes, no, May,
Sorry, I can do the 14th.
14th?
yes.
I'll make that happen.
All right, we'll see you back on May 14th and the state will tender an offer at that time. All right, and that's Hardaway,
Yes, Your Honor.
Both matters, Your Honor. I
Okay.
assume.
August 6th. All right, we'll see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Need a form to sign, I suppose.
Hmm?
Need a form to sign.
Did y'all already do that acknowledge? Oh, yes. Once you do that, you're done. Thank you. Who's there on Jose Lozano? All right. To the clerk, do you have the motion on Lozano for a request for a bond?
Highlight the big page attached. If we couldn't find the file and I gave it to you, next time I see the file, I can attach it.
All right, court is going to go on the record in 2021 CR 7016, State of Texas versus Jose Lozano. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense? All right, are you Mr. Lozano?
Yes.
All right, this is a request to set an appeals bond. State, have you had a chance to review the motion?
I have, Your Honor.
All right. State?
Your Honor, we're opposed to the motion. Under Article 44.04C, you can deny the motion if it's up to your discretion, Your Honor. So we're asking that you deny the motion. The defendant got a fair trial. He's been sentenced to 6 years in the penitentiary. We think it's time to start serving his sentence. I know you were here for sentencing and you remember from sentencing some of the issues that were brought up then as far as lack of remorse here. I don't think he would be successful on this appeal. In addition, I know that's maybe not in front of the court today, but Your Honor, for those reasons, we're asking that you deny the motion.
All right. So for both parties, the court did hear all the evidence in this case. And I will say, as a former defense attorney, sometimes people will have a lack of remorse if they feel like they're not guilty and they didn't do it. So I understand what you're saying by lack of remorse, but sometimes people feel I didn't commit a crime. I have nothing to be remorseful for. And that may or may not be the case here. So, defense.
Judge, as the court knows, as a matter of law, Mr. Lozano was not finally convicted until his appeals have been exhausted. He's already exercised his decision to appeal his case. And as a matter of fact, I think counsel has already been appointed. That's kind of a separate housekeeping matter. I might want to take up with the court later about how his bond gets done if you give him one. He's always attended court, which is the purpose of the bond judge. He came to court for sentencing, knowing that the court fully well might sentence him to prison. The court knows that this is not a violent offense. It's not a family violence offense. Yes, these people lost a lot, but the court knows the peculiarities of this particular case and what the issues might be on appeal. They stand out like a sore thumb. He has family to take care of. Lack of remorse is a punishment issue. The court's already issued punishment. It's not an issue for whether he gets an appeal bond or not. I mean, the state can.
Well, the court has already addressed the lack of remorse, so.
Right. And it wasn't an issue for the appeal. It's an issue for punishment. But anyway, so we'd ask the court to set a bond. And I'd also point out to the court, this will be the third bond he's made on this case. He made a bond when he originally got arrested at $40,000. He was taken into custody upon conviction, but then subsequently given bond pending sentencing. That was $100,000. That was the second bond he had to make, and the court sets bond, it would be a third one. But at the very least, I think he qualifies under the statute, and we ask the court to set a reasonable amount.
All right, what amount are you requesting defense?
Judge, we think the 40,000 where we started was perfectly fine. He did not reoffend during the entire time period, and as we know, this case happened like 5 years ago. I think it was 2019, if I'm not mistaken, was the offense date. So he's learned how to stay out of trouble. He knows how to come to court when he's supposed to. He complies with the rules of the court, and he stayed in contact and in good standing with bondsmen. So we'd ask the court to consider 40,000.
All right, the court is going to grant an appellate bond. State, do you have any requests for bond?
Your Honor, the defendant was convicted of the first degree felony offense of theft over $300,000, but the evidence presented at trial was the value of the items was over $400,000. So we would ask that you set the bond in an amount no less than $800,000 with full house arrest GPS, Your Honor.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to set the defendant's bond at $50,000. There's to be GPS tracking, waive or defer the fees. There'll be, I'm sorry, strike that, not GPS tracking. I'm going to give him partial GPS, waive or defer fees, and that will be for employment only. All right, is there anything else? All right, once the Court of Appeals make a decision on your appeal, if they, we're off the record, if they decide to affirm the trial court's decision, then you'll be notified and you'll have to go into custody. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, is there anything else? Anything else from the state?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Who's here on Miller Cummings? All right, have you all talked to the bondsman about reinstating the bond?
I have not, Judge, but my client is just asking me to get it reinstated. His father is working on that, Judge.
Oh, so here's the thing, with regards to, if this was a commercial bond, I cannot and will not reinstate the bond unless the bondsman agrees to the reinstatement.
I'm just asking to have a motion to set a bond, Judge.
All right, this says state agrees to reinstate bond.
At the initial amount, Judge. And I compared with Zach last week when we were in court, Judge. If you just want to set the bond at $10,000, that's what mine.
I'll have to take evidence in order to reinstate this. For example, why was his bond revoked?
His bondsman filed an off bond, Your Honor.
All right. Could someone pull something for me to find out why the bondsman did an off bond? Just give us a moment and I'll take it up. All right, who's here on Trinian Stidham? And anyone else who's ready, approach and have your file pulled because we're recessing at 12.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, what's happening with this case?
We are, Jason and I are confirming this is a case that I think will be resolved, but they have to talk to their complainant. They reached out once and did not hear back from them, and so Jason asked for one more, would like to reach out to them again and see if he can get a hold of them before he takes action.
All right, I'm gonna give you all 3 weeks to reach out. All right, Ms. Ferguson, 3 weeks. On Stidham. All right, we'll come back on May 21st at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, once he signs the reset form, he's excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, thank you. All right, who is here on Stephen Gibson? Has that attorney showed up yet? All right. Alejandro. Okay. Elazar Alejandro, come forward, please. Where are the other files for the other defendants in this?
They haven't asked for a question.
All right, what are the other people waiting on?
I know Mr. Norton for defendant Villalobos, his firm is picking a trial. He may have stepped out for that. But Mr. Flores is, Mr. Nesbitt is here for defendant Flores.
All right, the other, come on up, counsel, with your client. All right, so on Flores and Alejandro, where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, the state has tendered discovery to all three defendants. Current as a bit of information that was not received until Friday the 26th. It's been made available to all defendants. I've given counsel a copy of the index and the cover sheet as required by the statute. I am prepared to sign and submit that to the court myself. There are some matters that each counsel has talked about outside of what I have in possession that is currently not in state possession, specifically in a medical evaluation that the deceased complainant had that's in the hands of a private facility. I don't have it.
Okay, so here's my question, because I want to get to this discovery. We're not going to be here for a year for discovery. So we're going to go on the record. In 2023 CR 11510A and 2023 CR 11510B, State of Texas versus Eleazar Alejandro. Sorry for mispronouncing the first name. And Alfredo Flores. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daryl Harris and Alexandra Vargas for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Mario Del Prado, Mr. Alejandro.
Tom Nisbet on behalf of Mr. Flores.
And are you Mr. Flores? And are you Mr. Alejandro?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so where are we on discovery? What is outstanding? Anything in the state's possession that is outstanding?
Nothing in the state's possession is outstanding, Your Honor.
All right, so what is outstanding that is not in the state's possession?
The deceased had a extended stay at Starlight Recovery Facility in Kerrville. I do not have those records as yet. And the deceased in prior years before June 23rd of 2023, when this matter took place, had 2 emergency detentions that took place at private facilities in Bexar County. I do not have possession of those records.
And CPS.
I stand corrected, Your Honor. There is a CPS history that the deceased had from years before. We have communicated with CPS authorities. My investigator is following up with them. That I expect I will have in the course of this week. That's it.
All right, so CPS records, when you say years before, allegedly, how many years before?
At least 5, where custody was removed in place with the father of her 2 of her children.
All right, so has your investigator reached out to the prosecutors in CPS court, pick up the phone, call them and say, hey, can you give me the CPS records?
That communications with the caseworker, Your Honor, and it's being followed up on this week.
All right, and so when will you have those records to turn over?
Could not give the court a specific date. I know I'm having it followed today again, and stressing the urgency.
All right, and then with this Starlight recovery and emergency detention from the private facility, has anybody subpoenaed that from the defense side?
We have subpoenaed all of those and we have not received returns on.
All right, so we're not continuing this for people to get records unless those records have been subpoenaed. And when I say subpoenaed, I mean a request is out, not the day we come in for discovery. So I'm going to give you all a final date, and this will be the final date for discovery. I'm not doing any more discovery dates, and what people have is what they have. All right, and who's your client, sir?
Nathan Villalobos.
Could I see the following Villalobos, please? And could I have Villalobos come forward? Good morning. Court is also calling 2023 CR 11510C, Nathaniel Villalobos. Attorney, if you announce.
General, Mr. Villalobos.
And are you Mr. Villalobos?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, other than the outstanding discovery that has already been discussed, which is Starlight recovery from Kerrville, emergency detention 2 times, and CPS records, is there any other discovery for you, counsel? All right, so I'm recalling this in 3 weeks. That's the end of your discovery. Ms. Ferguson, can I have this 3-week reset? I'm sorry, when? All right, May 28th, that's the end of your discovery. There will be no more discovery hearings in this case. This discovery has been happening since January. And a state on May 28th, you'll need to be prepared to tender an offer to defense.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll give them all a reset for him. All right, thank you. Thanks for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. When is Katrina Mendoza set? All right, is it at 9? Okay, 1:30. All right, I'm just asking. Yes.
Jesus Garza, that one that was in Fed custody with Suzanne Kramer.
I'm sorry, who?
I think it's Jesus Garza. It's on the docket. It was the one that was in federal custody.
Yes.
He's in the jail. He must have been put over there over the weekend because they thought.
All right, could I see the file on Jesus Garza again? And we'll just reset that.
Yeah, it's reset already.
All right, no, we'll move it up if y'all want
Yeah,
to.
that's fine. I mean, I know Suzanne's been coming back quite a bit for that, so.
All right,
But I mean, I talked to the deputy and he is in jail over there.
okay. Okay, all right, we'll see what the bondsman. Matthew Finch, if you have any objection, if you want to call the bondsman and see if they will reinstate his bond. Okay, all righty. And Adriana, do you have the reason why the bondsman got off the bond? Yes. Oh. All right, can you forward it to me?
Seven five one one six.
All right, who's here on Nick Gomez? All right, where's Mr. Gomez?
He's in custody.
Come forward.
Yeah.
All right, have you received all the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
State, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes, Judge.
How old are you, sir?
35, no,
I'm sorry, how?
35, no.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this in 2 weeks for a plea deadline date. All right, you're going to come back on May 16th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else, counsel?
Nothing, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on May 16th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, court is going to call night mag number 751168, State of Texas versus Millard Darrell Cummings. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state?
The state.
Defense?
Matthew Finch for Mr. Cummings, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Cummings? All right, we're here with the request for a bond to be set. It's the court's understanding that the bondsman filed an off bond. State,
Yes,
are you ready to proceed?
Well, so did, I think this is, so it's a family violence
It is,
case.
Judge, it is.
All right, there's a signature here where it says the state agrees to reinstate the bond.
I'm sorry.
So. Yeah, well, that's what Zach said. Okay.
So, yeah, Judge, I've conferred with the defense counsel and he's represented to me that Zach has agreed to reinstate the bond, Your Honor, so we're prepared to proceed on that.
All right, what is the complainant's name?
Um,
All right, state the cause number is NIMAC number 751168.
Yes, ma'am, it's Annabelle Mendez. Annabelle is ANNADEL. Then Mendez MENDEZ.
All right, this is court's going to do. The court is going to set your bond at $10,000. There's to be GPS tracking. There's to be no contact with Annabelle Mendez. And all previous conditions are reinstated. Do you understand the court's order?
Yes.
When I say no contact, that means no contact. That means no phone calls, no flowers. There's no contact through third parties. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right.
Would you consider waiving the fee on the GPS?
I'll ask that it be deferred. As far as waiving, I can put it in there, but they're not going to do it.
And it's tracking only?
Yes. All right, thank you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Hi.
They told me,
Yes. So what date do you want him brought?
she told me May 2nd.
All right, May 2nd. We'll bring him in on May 2nd then.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
No excuse.
Yes. Jason, Jesus Garza will be brought back on May 2nd. Sydney, whenever you need a break, just let me know. Who's here on Richard Campos? Hello. So has an offer been tendered?
Not this one, Judge. Defense did bring to our attention several videos and several pieces of evidence that they think may be exculpatory that the state needs time to take a look at.
All right, what video?
So there's several body worn cameras from the security officers that were involved in this incident that night. It cuts several times to where it's kind of hard to put them in order. So I need a moment just to sit down and kind of put everything together. And then there's several surveillance videos that show the incident. And the defense is pointing out several things that they want us to take a look at.
All right. So how much time are you requesting?
Just 2 weeks, Judge. It's not a ton of video. It's just where it's all kind of jumbled together. It's hard to kind of figure out what starts and what ends.
All right, Ms. Fergus, can I have a 2-week reset on Richard Campos? All right, May 14th.
Thank you.
All right, just sign the reset form and then you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. David Aguirre. Good morning. All right, so what's going on with this case?
So Judge, this was set for a motion for speedy trial on Thursday. The state wasn't giving notice that it was for a motion for speedy trial. Judge
Okay.
Angelini did grant us a continuance, but he did tell us that it would be set for Monday. We did attempt to reach out to the detective that's involved in this case, but I think because we were off on Friday, I haven't heard anything back from him.
Okay, I don't have the motion.
They were e-filed,
Oh, I know.
I
I mean, it gets lost in the e-file system.
I do have a copy of the motion, Judge,
Mhm.
but I understand the court's what it's saying, and I don't, I think it would be informative for the court to have a detective here.
Okay.
There's a 2-year delay between the indictment and the execution of the warrant.
Okay. Oh, and your notes are in here, so I'll make sure you have this back, but I'll make sure they put a copy in the file. So, let's do this. When do you think you'll hear from your detective?
Judge, we're gonna make another request via the Bear County website, and then we should hear something back from him. We usually just bug them if we don't hear him. If they don't come the next day, we just keep.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll set it for a hearing. And if y'all can talk with Ms. Ferguson on a date to set it for a hearing, and we'll hear the motion.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so your motion is really a motion to dismiss for want of a speedy trial?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, just have a seat, sir. They're gonna figure out a date. And then let me know and we'll set it for that date. Stephanie Gomez. All right, what date is that, council?
May 13th, Judge.
I'm sorry, May when?
May 13th.
All right, thank you. All my sticky pads are gone. Does anyone have a post-it note? And is Sullivan on the docket today? Okay. Oh, thank you. Who's here on Robert Castillo? Hello.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I'm here for Mr. McLean today, Your Honor.
All right, so what is happening with this case?
Judge, State and I have talked, and they have located the USB drive that we've been waiting for. So we need to get a hard drive to them. In addition, Your Honor, we filed a motion late last night, requesting to have that examined, but it hasn't been accepted yet. It's my understanding, once you do get it, we'll have to set it for a hearing.
All right. Do you have a copy of the motion?
I don't.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson on Robert Castillo. Recall this in 3 weeks for motions. Is that enough time?
Yes, Judge. And Judge, once defense gets us their hard drive, I mean, it was about 40 or 50 gigabytes worth of information, so it can take a while, but it shouldn't be something that takes too.
All right, so you all need to have the hard drive before this date.
Yes, Judge. I could do the 21st.
All right, May 21st. That will be motions. Anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, defense attorneys who are here. Have you all ever heard of a court in Fort Worth called the C Court, SEA? What is the C Court? And you say, according to our agreement, I can't pick up the phone and call, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to discover out what it is.
There's no such court in Fort Worth.
Where is it?
The one in Fort Bend, though.
Oh, Fort Bend, C Court.
Still, nobody knows.
All right, I'm going to find out what it is. You've issued a challenge.
How's it going?
Yeah, I did. Tricia. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. I apologize.
No, I'm getting ready for a jury trial on the 144. We got 2 cases separate. Well, we done that in the morning. Yeah, I mean, crazy stuff happens, but lots of miracle happens. So I don't know. So I'll text you. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, surely you would know. What is C court? Oh, here's the thing. That's what I was thinking. You know what? According to the agreement that I have with Michael, I can't call anyone. But I found the legal loophole. You could call and find out what it is. Let me give you the number. Let me know what it is. Yeah, it won't pop up. All right, here it is. Here's the number. Can you call and find out what it is? At Fort Bend. So if you'll call and ask them, what is that? Yes, ask them what that is. Hello. Hi, how's it going? All right, did you enjoy Fiesta?
I just worked all of it.
Oh, you miss mini chicken on a stick. That's what they tell me.
Mini chickens?
You know, mini, a lot.
Many.
Yes.
Like, there's mini ones.
They should make a mini one
Yeah.
and charge extra for it.
Yes, the mini one would be like $15. So it's like the real one. No, I haven't worked yet, so I'm not a crab person, not an alcohol person. None of those things sound like my worst nightmare combined into one.
Well, and I will tell you, I came back to town on Friday.
Were you in Louisiana?
Yes, with mom. And so I came back on Friday and the traffic was, back to back, bumper to bumper downtown. Yes.
Oh, that's right, 'cause you.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I was just watching the meter on my ride go up and up. And so we then had to take some side streets.
Yeah, I would have been like, I'll just get out and walk from here. Thank you.
No, I could not.
No,
Luggage.
I'm not cheap though.
Yeah.
I'll figure this out one way or another.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
But no, and then there was all of this loud music.
Mhm.
And so I said, let me walk around and see what's going on.
Smell of gunfire.
No,
Yeah.
no gunfire, but I heard about that.
Oh, that was scary.
Oh, yeah.
And like the radio, because that now didn't happen. The radio chatter for that was like, it just sounded like chaos.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's like, they're on a different channel and it's just like, you could tell there was a lack of
Coordination, yeah. I was on Commerce in Houston.
Mhm.
And so I crossed the street because I said, let me see what's happening. And I was looking for a shirt for mom. And I said, oh yeah, it's too crowded. So then I got ready to cross the street.
Okay.
Who knew there was a race going on, some kind of marathon? Did you know there was a race during Fiesta?
No.
Yeah, so
Of course. Sounds like a bad idea.
yeah, usually I'm not here for Fiesta. I'm with mom and I never come back in time to see any of it. But they had folding chairs lined the street. And then I was trying to get back across and somebody in the cross like, oh, yeah, you can't cross. They're having a race. I'm like, what? Then the next thing I know, I see people running by with numbers. So there's some kind of Fiesta race that happens.
It's too much.
Oh, yeah.
It's too much. Too many different places, they need it Area. I know where to avoid.
Oh, yeah, but I told the people in the crowd, I said, you know, I'm really trying to cross the street. So let me pretend like I'm a part of the group and y'all just cheer me. So I crossed and they're like, yay.
That's fun.
Yeah.
No, I did, I saw the box last night. Right.
Oh my gosh.
The fluffy pillow and everything. I'm like, is that what it is? Try to like take a picture. And he's like, oh, it's all like boring. It's like rock along, you know? And that was a highlight of my research.
Well, somebody said that they spotted Bigfoot.
Oh, I did see some good, businesses, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I decided that next year that maybe they can make yes, the Sucia
Mhm.
and it's let the winner take all.
Okay, so
I'm more confused by the socks.
What's the C4 all about?
that happens.
Like, why do people think that they like the and like, the scandals with the socks, like, out of all those things used to go on. Like, that's why most people come to that.
Oh, there you
But I like to see a beauty contest for people who think it's okay to like look or dress like this. That's stupid.
Hey, sandal and socks, you know. I've been guilty, but it's been inside
Yeah.
where I've had the
Inside.
flip flops with the toes and had socks.
Like jeans or something, and I'll get that.
Yeah. Oh, I have my answer.
Well, so no one answered, but by process of elimination, I figured out that it's the felony drug court.
Ha ha. So I found out about it. I just had somebody else to call.
I don't know what the acronym is, but I found it's supervised by the 400 straight force. And it's the same thing.
Oh, there you go. It's the felony drug court.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
Why can't they just call it drug court?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you see that happen. Because that's
Gotta reinvent the wheel.
people want acronyms.
I did.
Yeah, everybody. Super cute.
So where did you find that? Mhm. Okay, let me.
Actually, they want. That's not scary. I'm gonna send them an email in the next few days and say, what the hell is this? You didn't give me that. That's not my picture. It is. Like some random thing.
I see what you're saying. But see, I don't know if she is criminal district or not. All right, here, who's here on George Santabonis? All right, where's Santabonis?
No, it's sent to my.
All right. So today is plea deadline date. What are we doing?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking for an additional 2 or 3 weeks. We've been in communication with the state. I think we're close to a resolution. We're trying to get them some mitigating documents that I think will resolve. the
Everyone,
case.
please whisper.
And so we're asking for the court for just a little bit more time. Like I said, I think we're working towards a plea and should have that soon.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Santabonis, recall this in 2 weeks. That's your final plea deadline date. Court will not extend it any further.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
May 14th.
All right, May 14th. All right, once you sign the reset form, you are excused. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Ah, okay. All right. Michael DeLeon. Court reporter has done some Googling and she said it may be a probate court. We shall see.
Is it drug court or probate court?
That's what we need to find. All right. Who's here on Ricardo Guzman? All right, if you all will approach, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Court is calling 2023 CR 6999, State of Texas versus Ricardo Guzman. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar.
Defense,
Alma Benavides for Mr. Guzman.
are you Mr. Guzman?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Guzman, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Guzman, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That is a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
Judge, just to interrupt, just to confirm, we were trying to see on 2023 CR 1869, is the paperwork for 6999?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then we can fix that.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
that's okay. Here you go. They need to direct their paperwork. All right, if you'll have a seat and we'll take that up as soon as they're ready. And I don't know, you may want to have them check it. I don't know. State, the possession less than a gram case, that case, you're sure that the paperwork is for the possession less than a gram and the numbers are just incorrect? Okay, let me see that paperwork real quick. Yeah. Ms. Ferguson, have you called Carl Basil? Brendan Lopez? And we need Neil Kappas on Brian Sanchez.
I'm present on that, Your Honor. I'm conferring with the chair.
And Villarreal is in 226, correct?
Yeah.
Robert Castillo?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, you're back.
I'm back. I was filling in for David, Your Honor,
Mhm.
and he is actually on the bench on Tuesday mornings.
Okay.
And so he cannot be here on May 21st.
All righty. Let me see. All right, Norma, can you put Robert Castillo either on May 20th or May 23rd? All right, May 20th.
Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome. All right, are y'all ready on Brian Sanchez?
Yes, sir. The state is gonna withdraw them.
Okay.
Yeah, Judge, it's just the number ones, and those are not ready, and they sent the labs off to DPS. So it might take anywhere from 6 months to 9 months, and I didn't tell defense that it might be filed at that point.
All right. All right, are you all asking for a change in bond conditions or probation? Are you asking for anything?
No, that's.
All right. So how has he been doing on probation other than this?
Believe he's been doing well. He's completed.
I completed everything I needed to complete. I paid off my fines.
And everything, as far as the MTR, it all stems from this case here.
All right, probation, other than this, any issues?
No, Judge.
All right, so your motion is being withdrawn because of the backlog with regards to, I'm sure, testing.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you are still required to report to probation? Do you understand? And probation
Yes, Judge.
on this? Are we still doing field visits with him?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and their field visits will continue. Can you make sure that those are random? All right, anything else?
State, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, so what did you put in? Yes. Okay.
But it still just says she presides over weekly discussions, court docket, right? It's SCA court.
Yeah, you would think it would tell us. It's a secret.
Thank you.
That's the court.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, hey.
It says. It's better divorce, but it shows somebody could love her.
Okay. Michael, I think it has to do something with probate. I think it's the small estate affidavit. That stands for C.
Oh, there you go.
So Will Brooks was lying to the court.
No,
That's what I hear.
I wouldn't say that.
Will Brooks, attorney
But-
Will Brooks was lying to the court.
No, Will Brooks would never do that. But what I can tell you is court reporter found it.
Okay. Yeah, she's resourceful.
Yes.
Awesome. Probate court.
What if we were doing like the very tiny estate? Checklist.
Who cares about probate court?
Is that under 50,000? Michael involved.
Now if it's under 10, I'm right there.
Right.
Virginia Stern.
Tony Hernandez,
Since we're not doing it.
there's an issue with your client, Mr. Gibson.
Multiple issues.
Yeah. Awesome.
He has a competency hearing with a 10:50, but he's still waiting
All right, so when is it scheduled?
today.
Ah, okay,
Today. And it looks like it will be incompetent.
okay. Norma, well, they haven't even brought him over from the jail because they're having trouble.
I'm having trouble setting meetings with him.
Yes.
Well, the first time, yeah, he wouldn't appear, and then now they're saying he doesn't have a PIN number or something odd like that. So,
Oh, no, he is refusing.
yeah, that's about it.
So Norma, if I could have a 45-day reset on Gibson, and you say it's agreed in competency? Okay. So he's just waiting to have the hearing to say that he is incompetent?
Yes, that's today.
Ah, okay, Ms. Ferguson, make it 75 days on Gibson. Because they'll probably send him to inpatient treatment, and that'll take some time.
Yeah, and it's a bigger problem than that because it seems to be,
No, I appreciate
it is not something that seems to be able to be cured by treatment or therapy.
You know, when I would have clients, time when they started them on lithium, I would say like, okay, they're gonna be incompetent for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
All right, July 18th.
That's fine. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So Deputy Laura, they're supposed to be doing some sort of video with him for Judge Carruthers Court. So I don't know if you can let the deputies know, or you'll let the deputies know in that court that there's a struggle to bring him over.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you. Mhm. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Ah, Virginia Cerna?
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, what is happening with this case?
Judge, we're here today, basically to ask the court, well, I've talked to the state, we're not gonna be able to resolve the case. This is the case where I'm actually asking for a jury trial. I'm gonna file a motion for speedy trial as well. Regardless if we go to trial in this court or impact court, we don't care where, but this is the case. I know the court might hear this, but I believe we have a case of actual innocence here. So we want to be able to get in front of a jury and see if the state can actually produce these complainants. And
So state, do you have the complainants?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And I would also tell the court, Ms. Cerna is a nursing student, she's sitting in jail, languishing there.
Are you all ready for trial?
We will be when it's set, Your Honor. Yes.
Y'all want to be ready for trial for tomorrow?
Go.
I mean, here's the thing, we can recall it for tomorrow, but there are other things on the docket that are older than her case.
We would love that opportunity. I mean, even if it's just a chance to get in front of a jury, we're willing to do it, Your Honor. We have no objection.
Yes.
On this one, so Rose has talked to the complaint witnesses, but I haven't spoken to the judge, so.
Okay, we'll see where we are. I mean, you won't be number one on the docket because there'll be other cases. So, I mean, I'll just recall you for tomorrow, and defense, if there's some issues with the state's case, if you point them probably in the direction, they'll probably consider things. All right, so we'll recall it for the 30th.
We appreciate it, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, we'll see where we are.
And Judge, if we can have her dressed for a trial, that'd be great.
Okay. You're welcome. Ricardo Guzman. Court is calling 2023 CR 8269, State of Texas versus Ricardo Guzman Jr. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Welcome, State of Texas.
Defense,
Alma Benavides for Mr. Guzman.
are you Mr. Guzman?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Guzman, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Guzman, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand that you're charged with the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Guzman, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain agreement page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 12 months in the state jail facility. This will run concurrent with 718048. State will take in consideration 2023 CR 6999. There's to be restitution of $500 to Rebecca Mendoza. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review with your attorney and sign the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal paragraph?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
State Officer Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may continue to confer. Did you review the document entitled Waiver of Appeal? I'm sorry, Waiver and Consent to Stipulations of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we're just asking the court to follow the bargaining agreement.
All right, so Mr. Guzman, it appears that you have a drug problem. If you would like, I can sentence you and refer you to the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community will not increase the time that you're in custody. For example, if I follow your agreement, your sentence is 12 months in the state jail facility. If I request that you be placed in the therapeutic community and they accept you, you're not going to be placed in the therapeutic community beyond 12 months. Do you understand?
Yes.
But it appears that you do have a heavy drug problem. So if you would like, I can request that you be placed in the therapeutic community. Would you like that?
Yes.
All right. I see hesitation on your part. So I will request the therapeutic community, sentence you to 12 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration 2023 CR 6999. There's to be restitution of $500 to Rebecca Mendoza, and there's to be no contact with Rebecca Mendoza. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Nothing further.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
34.
All right, do you have family support?
Yes.
All right, who's your family support?
My mother and my father.
All right. So I'm sure your mom and your dad love you, right? And I'm sure you love them. If you're not going to stop using drugs for yourself, then stop using it for them. Because the last time you use may be the last time you use, and you don't want your parents. How old are your parents?
Over the 50s.
All right. So here's the thing. You don't want your parents to get a call having to come down and identify your body because you've used some bad drugs or because you use good drugs, but it still stopped your heart. You understand?
Right.
So there are plenty of places that are available for you that can help you with your drug problem. Treatment court, therapeutic community. If you request the therapeutic community and they have room, they will most likely give it to you. Once you completed your time at the state jail facility, if you're looking for a place and you can't find a place, God willing, the creek don't rise. If I'm still here, you can come here and I can direct you to a place to go to get help for yourself. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay?
Thank you, Judge. May
You're
we be
welcome.
excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Who's here on Matthew Castillo? All right. Who's the prosecutor on Matthew Castillo? All right. This is a request for removal of GPS, or is this
No,
something
Judge, I
else?
think we're on the trial.
Oh, okay.
Just trying to see. if they're ready.
All right. Do you have all of the discovery?
Believe they do.
All right. If you all can approach after I have an acknowledgement of discovery, I don't have one. All right. Thank you. All right, everyone. I'm going to take a 5-minute break, just 5 minutes. All right, thank you. All right, Matthew Castillo. All right, if you all will confer with Ms. Ferguson on a jury trial date, and we will have a jury trial on that date. Thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. All right, so if you and the state confer with Ms. Ferguson. Sergio Chavez. Hi. All right, how are you doing? Okay. Hello. Hi. All right. And Mr. Chavez, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, so
it's just that I came from work.
Oh, well, hey, I knew you would do it for me though, too. All right, so I know you were recently appointed.
Yes, Your Honor.
So is it, I'm thinking about 30 days, but I know Mac has been appointed as well for immigration issues. Is 30 days enough time or do you need 45?
30 days is fine, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if I can have a reset date for 30 days for Mr. Chavez. All right, May 30th. Is that good for you, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
All right, Mr. Chavez, we're going to come back on May 30th to make sure that you have all the discovery and make sure that immigration issues have been addressed. All right, once you receive the reset form, you're excused. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too, Your Honor.
All right.
May I be excused?
Yes. Pablo Rodriguez.
Your Honor, on my case, he's an inmate, but he's not present. I waited about an hour and a half for him.
Okay.
They brought up another person with the same name, but it wasn't him. We have a plea bargain offer. I discussed that with him at the prior setting. This was recalled for plea bargain about 2 weeks ago. And Joanne De Hoyos did a jail visit with him a couple of days ago. More time may help make him decide which of the two offer he wants. We're pretty certain it will be a plea. We're just asking if you could recall this. He's not here today, but I have a busy schedule this week and I may be in trial next week, maybe the week of the 13th or after. 2 weeks.
Are you able to come back tomorrow?
I think more time would make a decision for him, Your Honor.
All right, so this is a state jail felony. I'm not gonna have somebody just, and this has been since December. So the latest we're bringing this back is May 2nd.
I'm here on May 2nd.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Mr. Rodriguez for May 2nd?
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Deputy Laura, Pablo Rodriguez is gonna be for May 2nd. Ricardo Ramirez. All right, and do you have your date?
Yes, we do. She's running.
What's the date?
May 20th.
All right, May 20th in Impact Court for Matthew Castillo. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 9472, State of Texas versus Ricardo Ramirez Jr. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Meg Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Will Brooks from Mr. Ramirez.
Are you Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, and yes, Your
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramirez, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged while driving while intoxicated third or more? That is a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, and yes, Judge.
Mr. Ramirez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, sir.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. There's to be DWI intervention, DWI victim impact panel, ignition interlock for half the term, and 2-year driver's license suspension. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No motions with rulings, Judge.
Right. Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
Any objection?
No objections to State 1 and attachments, Judge.
All right, states, you may continue to confer. Mr. Ramirez, did you review the the document entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Waive PSI, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, Mr. Ramirez is fortunate to have this bargain. He's been working hard on himself. He's completed the repeat offender program, education program. He's been going to AA consistently, counseling consistently, Judge. He had 2 forms of monitoring for a time and he had a violation report, but when we looked at it and had a hearing on it, it looks like it was a mistake, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So we're asking the court to follow the bargain and also if the court could credit him if he shows proof for that repeat offender program, educational program.
All right, so he doesn't need drug court.
Judge, I don't think he's appropriate for it.
Okay.
This time it's been a while since he's used. He's gonna end up alcohol is his DOT, but I think he's gonna get disqualified because it's been since the offense date he's used.
All right, are you employed?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I am a web developer.
I'm sorry?
Web developer.
Oh, wow. We need some help with web stuff here, as always. All right, do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
So what do you do in your spare time?
I have a large family. I have nieces and nephews. I have 5 sisters. They all have nieces and nephews. I spend a lot of time with them. I'm very close with them. I like to work out, play basketball. I was in a men's basketball league until it ended last winter.
Mhm. Oh, what position do you play?
Point guard.
Oh, are you any good? Can I take you?
When we get inside those games, I heard my own, that's for sure.
That's okay. You can say, no, you cannot, and I challenge you,
I will gladly accept the challenge.
sort of like in Princess Bride.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So with regards to jail time, because there's supposed to be 10 days.
I was gonna ask if he could be considered for GPS, Judge, does have a pretty heavy work schedule. And those, some of the things that make you out of trouble is adhering to that, but if the court would consider it, we would certainly appreciate so.
All right. State, do you have any objection to doing GPS in lieu of the 10 days at the Bear County Jail?
No, ma'am, no objection.
All right, thank you. And the court will note for the record, my understanding there's crowding at the jail, and also there may be some health issues going on there as well. So this is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to 6 years in prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. I'm going to require sober support meetings, 90 meetings in 90 days. There's going to be the DWI intervention, the Victim Impact Panel Live, DWI education course, ignition interlock for half the term, 2 years driver's license suspension, 10-day, I'm sorry, he's going to be working, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
GPS tracking for 30 days in lieu of the Bear County Jail. And that's due to health reasons and crowding at the jail. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month for 3 months, and then at probation's discretion. $200 hours of community service restitution. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
Judge, he has the PAM device currently. If you could maintain that device as far as.
All right, is he driving?
He's not right now, Judge.
Do you
He
have a
walked to
vehicle?
work.
No.
All right, we'll do PAM in lieu of ignition interlock with an affidavit of non-driving and non-vehicle ownership. And you're not allowed to drive without ignition interlock. You understand?
Yes, Judge.
All right, anything else, defense?
Judge, I forgot to mention, he has completed the Victim Impact Panel Live, so if he could be credited.
If he'll provide proof of that.
And having a brain fart, there was something. He's got an affidavit of non-driving and non-ownership file with pretrial services. Would that be sufficient?
Yes, if you'll turn that into probation. All right, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Judge.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In order to be successful in probation in this court, your attorney will tell you communication is key. If you have an issue, let probation know. If you feel like you want to drink, let probation know. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, this is the last case before we take our recess. Paul Anthony Luna.
Council President, Your Honor. Luna?
Okay.
Judge, this is my first appearance here. I'm appointed on Mr. Luna's case. We are actively conferring on the case. There's some videos I need to review, and we're just asking for a short reset.
All right, how much time are you asking for?
3-4 weeks, Judge.
All right, and stay, will you be able to tender an offer at that time?
Yes, ma'am. At that time, we will be able to.
All right, Norma, can you recall Paul Luna in 3 to 4 weeks? Yes.
May 23rd, that's 3 weeks, or I can do May 30th.
May what? 30th? Let's do the 23rd.
All right, we'll be back on May 23rd. All right, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
I'll be in touch with you. Okay, thanks.
Natasha Morgan. Yes, come down. All right, yes. All right, what's happening on this case?
They need to talk to the complaining witness.
All right, state.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm being told that you all need to speak with the complaining witness.
Yes, ma'am.
How much time do you need?
2 weeks, Judge.
All right, and do you have all your discovery?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you give me a 2-week reset on this case? It's Natasha Morgan. All right, May 14th, and we'll come back. Do you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am, I do, Your Honor.
Yes.
I've been in jail approximately 6 months flat on the 13th. I did 20 years in prison, 12 years out of state.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I want to know one question. How long, once they talk to the complainant, then what happens?
Then what happens on May 14th, the state is going to have an offer prepared for your counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
You can either accept it or reject it. If you
Okay.
reject the offer, then you'll get your jury trial setting, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Judge, you have a blessed day.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, we're taking our break.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
We're on break.